2, 1. Good morning. No. Okay, we come for you. Okay, on this step we're going to finish off this. We're going to get we've got our side playing correctly now, but now we need to get it to when the user clicks stand and they want within their goal, and now we want to get the computer player to start playing. Now, first thing with regards to this is that I don't know what that was regarding. Anyway, one of the first things to remember is we are going to get our computer. We're needing to disable the buttons for one, because we're not wanting the users to now be able to click, hit, or stand anymore. We want to complete this game till the end. So we want to set our buttons. So our hit dot set enable to be false, and we want it but stand dot set enable to be false. We want to prevent the user from being able to actually click on the buttons now that they've chosen to stand. So now the user can't click on anything else. Now we want the actual tman dot. We want to run it like a computer turn or dealer turn. Dealer would probably make more sense in this regard, but I've started with computer, so we need to finish with computer. So let's do this. So I haven't coded that method yet, so I want to go to here and I want to say computer turn inside here. So public void computer turn. Now, firstly, the computer is going to run a hit function. So I'm going to run a method because we know that the void computer hit. So where the computer will actually will ask for a new card, and when the computer is going to stand, we will choose to stand. Now we are going to run a loop here. So we're going to run computer hit, multiple times. So on the computer hit, we're literally just going to go. Now, if you want to, I'm not going to immediately add visual effects to this, because adding visual effects to this would show we would have to implement a delay, and I'll have to use a timer for that. So literally, I'm just going to display what the end result is of the computer's hand. I'm not going to go and display as each card is handed over. So you're not going to go and you're not going to see the card that is face down turned over, or other way around, turned over. It's going to literally just be bam. This is what the computer player got. I'll show you how to add a visual effect to that afterwards. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to have to give the computer a card while something. So we're going to have to continue giving them hands based on rules. So we're going to surround it with a while statement. So while true. Now, what are the conditions going to be? One, we got when the computer hand dot get value is less than 17. Because when the computer hand, the rules in what are we playing in blackjack is that when the computer gets above 17, they stop. They will not go any further. And not computer hand dot is bust. So as long as they're not bust, or it's less than 18, well, technically if it's greater 18, then they would be bust anyway. So we actually don't really need that, because 21 would be bust over that. And what other conditions would the computer hand stop? I don't know the rules inside casinos, but I'm assuming if the computer or the dealer was above the player in the casino, they wouldn't bother doing hitting, even if they are on 16 or something like that. I don't think they would then bother. I'm not sure on the rules of that, so you'd have to look at the rules of that. So I'm just going to say also if computer hand is greater than dot get value, so getting the value of the computer hand is greater than the player hand dot get value. Then so those are the two cases while it's the computer hand is less than. So between both of those,
why this sub 4 doesn't work but yours does?
I've got a special sub 4. Sorry, I don't know. Okay, so from there, you'll see that the values will be put onto that. So we'll stop. It's less than 18 and your hand is less than that. So if one of those become false, it will then end. So the computer turn will occur, and then the player hit will go for the computer hand dot add card, random card. Okay, so we're literally adding the cards on every single time we need to loop, and this will be completed. Now, on our GUI side, now that we've gone the computer's turn, we need to update the display of the computer. So I'm already starting to figure out that I'm actually being a little bit stupid with regards to this. In my start game, I should actually have a method called display human cards. Yes, pleasure. So in this way, it will create a public void display human cards, and this way I could recall that more regularly. So then whenever I needed to display human cards, I'll do that, and I'll need to do the same for my computer cards then. And this would just make my life easier to rerun the methods again and again and again if I need them in different places, so I don't have to redo and restructure it. So now, for example, when I've solved the problem of this paint thing that we had, it would mean that there's probably a second area where I've also called display human cards, or when I would need that I wouldn't have to remember to do it, so I wouldn't have to do it again. So this should be an array of cards, so card array T is equal to T computer hands. Yeah, so now here we've now called both of them. We would display call display human cards, display computer cards, and then later when we were doing the hits one, also here you see here I didn't do the whole thing on there. So here I could just go delete this, and I could say run the display human cards, and therefore it would make sure that whenever I updated this, if I came across another error, I'd only have to do it in one location or in two different locations. I might forget a location, as I did over there. There was an area where I didn't call that. So right now, when we press stand and it's the computer turn, we would then go, we would say display computer cards. So now it should end up having a result of what would happen, but we haven't actually looked at the results yet. So we'll get into that just now. Let's just see if we are handing out the cards correctly. So if I start game, I'm on 11, so I'm going to hit, so I'm on 15. I'm going to choose to stand right now. That's fun. So when I stand, it's updated the display, but it's literally displayed nothing. But now the value, it says to 12, but I haven't actually updated the value according to the new value on there. So let's problem solve this. And at home, you're probably looking at me going, hey, or heck, over here, you're looking at me going, I know what you did, sir. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to figure this out now. So before display computer cards, I do know that I also need to, I might as well also add up my, for my display computer cards and the human cards, I might as well also update my LBL display here. So my LBL computer value dot set text to be t table manager dot get computer value plus inverted commas to convert to a string. So I might as well do that, and also same thing with the display human cards. I might as well update my label player value dot set text to be tman dot get player value. So I'm doing this over here so I don't have to forget whenever I hit and stuff like that. So in the computer cards, when I do hit player, hit display human cards, will update the value. Now here you see TVL LBL value, I'm updating the player value here. I don't need to do that anymore because it'll be done inside that one class, which makes life a lot easier. Okay, Alt-Shift-F is your shortcut to reformat things. It's a good idea to get that right so you don't have to Alt-Shift-F, now shortcut. Yeah, So the value should be going through, but something's going wrong with my cards at the moment. My card methods. Let's just check what the value is happening, just because it might also show us a bit more what's going on. So start, their value is 9. Now the fact that it's displaying value now, it shouldn't display value right now, because we haven't pressed stand yet. So I think that's a bit of an error. So I know that they've got a 5 here currently. So when I go hit, stand, okay, there we go. Got to value 16, and they won because they've got greater than us. It didn't turn over this card. So that's another problem that I've got here. Let's see if it now also, I haven't re-enabled my start game once it's completed. So we have to now determine who has won. After we've done it, we need to determine who has won. It's very weird though, because I didn't change anything, so I don't understand why it worked that time. So starts, and if I go hit 15 and I go stand, okay, they got to 20, they would have won. Okay, so it looks like it is working now. Okay, so one problem at a time. The first problem is the fact that it's displaying the value even before the users press stand. So what I'm going to do is when we start the program, so when we go start game, I'm going to go and I'm going to set LBL computer value dot set visible to be false. And then as soon as the user press stand, I'm also, when I disable those buttons, I'm going to also LBL computer value dot set enabled to be true. Okay, so what will happen now, sorry, set visible to be true. So that should fix that problem. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to check on who the winner is. Now, under the computer turn, this is where we should have already determined if who's won or not. We can do that here. So I can actually make either a boolean on there, but I can even create another method. I could say public void is win. Now, if it is a win, so if open brackets player hand dot get value is greater than computer hand dot get value, then it means that the player won, and this means that they should get double back. So then this means the money, which I can't remember what it was called, a bank, I think, bank value plus equals current bet times 2. So I'll get double what they put in back. Now else if it's a draw, because we have to check if it is a draw, so now else if player value and now this would be a boolean. Well, let's actually go there. Let's just return an integer, and I'll explain why now. Is if it's a draw, I need to be able to turn 3 results. So basically I want to return 1 if they won, 0 if they drew, and -1 if they lost. So any value that is greater than 1. So in this way we can also display an appropriate message. We could also actually just get this to return, we could just get it to return a string, and then in which case that would just be the message that would be occurring. So here, if the user won, string well done, sorry, return well done on winning R plus current bet. Okay, and then if it's a draw, so player hand dot get value is equal to computer hand. No, it's not it. Computer hand dot get value. So if those are equal to that, then we would work through there. Now, I realize one other thing I need to do for this. That's for how to get if there's an ace working, but the ace is a search function. I actually want to teach you a search function, so that will be in a separate video on search. Anyway, side note. So now if it's equal, we're going to bank value. So you'll just get your money back. Bank value plus equals current bet. So you'll just get your exact money back. And then I'd say return draw. Also same thing here. Else, so now it's a default value. You see there we red underline here because it could be a possibility where it doesn't return anything. Return you lost R space. I do remember I actually created a lost method, but so I might actually just replace it with current bet. Okay, I don't like the fact my naming convention is bad. My current bet has got a capital C. You should never have a capital C. The shortcut to rename that, Control R. So it should be, you should have small letters for anything that is a field. Only classes should have capital letters, which is why it was getting a bit confusing there. Alright, so now in my GUI, I can, so all my working out is done here, display computer cards. After we've done that, we're now going to go and say option pane dot show message dialog, and we're going to say this is the parent component, and we're going to display tman dot win, which is where we're testing whether we've won or not. And after we've done that, we can go and say clear hands. I'm going to change this bust, comma, you lost, plus tman dot get current bet, just so we can keep the naming convention similar. Now, when we move back here, my display computer cards tman dot win, we should work. We now should re-enable things. Now, if I remember correctly, when we lost, we should have also changed view. So change view to be, I don't know if it should be true or false now. Okay, start game show, so it should be true. Okay, so it's beginning. So let's see if this works. I know this is quite confusing, but this is okay, so let's bet 400 Rand. Okay, so it's not showing the user's results yet. It's getting a bit of funny stuff with the GUI, but it's okay. I'm going to stand on 20. Hey, they got 19. It's still not displaying that other hand here. So okay, now it should allow me to start a new game. So I'm now should be on a bank value of, I didn't increment my bank value or update my display on my bank value. So you see it shows me now that I did actually update it, but didn't update the display on it. So after the win, you would need to update the display on the bank value. So on the GUI, here, we'd also need to make sure, stand, we would need to go lbl bank value dot set text to be bank, sorry, tman dot get bank value plus inverted commas to convert it to a string. Now that we've done that, we need to move across to making sure that our cards are all turned over. So when the user presses stand, so in our GUI we press stand, stand will display computer cards, so T computer turn. So also what we'll need to do here is we'll need to make sure that so we can go our computer hand dot turn cards up. Now I know I haven't created that method yet, but in my hand I can now go and I can say public void turn cards up. Now you could even create this so it will receive a parameter. Your guys' program might be better to receive a boolean through saying a direction. So then you could choose to choose the cards up or down in this case. But here I want to display all of them. But I do know that in my scenario, I know I'm only going to be turning over one card, and that would be the card at position 1. So all I need to do is I just need to say cards position 1 dot set face up to be true. And when I've done that now, it should actually solve that problem where all cards are shown. So start game, I'm going to hit, bust, I shouldn't have hit there. Okay, so start game again. I'm going to stand at 16. I lost 100, and now you see all cards are displayed. So he got 23, but I shouldn't have won then, because it's 23. I shouldn't have lost, I mean. Okay, so 14, I go hit. I lost 100, okay, try again, hit. 19, stand. Okay, 20. I want to try to replicate that results again. So lost, start game, hit. Okay, let's just stand it there. I lost, so now he got exactly 21. Damn it. I don't know if I've checked whether the users bust or not. That would be another thing that we're working with. But you guys get the idea of this. I think I'm not going to bother with solving this problem in front of you guys, because it's not, you lost. So when they bust, it's not working. Yeah. So basically, it's just the idea that I think my table is not, when the player's playing, I don't think I'm taking into consideration if for the win factor, if is over 21. So what I can do is I can just add in here. I can say or, so that he's going to win, or computer hand dot is bust. So it's either the computer hand is bust and it. So I just had to add in an additional or statement there, so to check whether it is bust. So that's the problem solved. That's this game working. The ace is going to be working with a search. You would search for if there's an ace, and if there is an ace, you'd have to determine its number on 21 and so forth. I'm not going to solve that for you guys. It's going to be part of our next video where we actually learn the strategies of how to sort of loop through structures, that kind of stuff. And for that, we're not going to deal with much GUI. We're just going to work with the actual text file. Yeah, that's this done. Our game is working. The ace, I shall leave to you guys with the search function, which I'll be teaching next. Goodbye.